What up? What's up, everybody? Just give me one sec. Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so just to quickly clear up some confusion, I've seen a handful of people message us this. When we talk about in the enhanced bot detection, what's up, everybody? When we talk about the enhanced bot detection potentially having some initial service disruptions, to be clear, we're not talking about false positive bans. This is not what we're referring to. We're referring to just like general issues. So the last time we went to implement this, that was last week when everybody was having those like disconnects when they were trying to switch channels. That's more what we're referring to. So we're referring to like unable to connect to the game properly. When you die, like you don't connect, stuff like that. Obviously we can't foresee what the problem would be. Otherwise it wouldn't be a problem. But that's kind of what we're referring to. We're not referring to like false positives, guys. In the end of the day, we still manually handle all of these, or we have some level of manual interaction. It's not just like an automatic, you're just going to instantly get banned. So don't worry about that. And if you get banned, don't try and plea that as your case, because I guarantee you that's not the case. But just so you guys know, that's more what we're referring to. So after the patch, if you guys are having like disconnect issues, I don't know, you die and you're having an issue connecting, or you're just not able to connect at all, that is what we're referring to. There may be some of that. It happened last time. We made obviously a ton of improvements and their team made improvements, but we obviously cannot guarantee that it is perfect. These things sometimes take live tests to find some issues. So just so you guys know, we will be moderating the Twitch chat today more aggressively. If you are just spamming, buff something, nerf something, you will probably just get timed out. We're not going to be banning people for doing that, but you will probably just get timed out. The goal of these streams is not to have everybody spam what they think should be buffed or nerfed. That is, I'm going to miss all the questions that actually matter, and it doesn't sway our opinion in any way. The other thing too is this morning, a big streamer, as well as a member of a very big guild, was permanently banned, and his character was deleted. We knew there would be a lot of blowback from this, specifically from his guild, from his friends, from his viewers. We've obviously seen already a lot of that in the Discord this morning. Those people have been banned. We were going to make a statement saying that we expect this. Obviously, when you ban a big streamer, you expect there to be some of that, especially from their guild, from his viewers, from his friends, etc. Even when you ban like a small, like just a single player, he'll usually have his friends and guild mates go and try and like, you know, post on the Reddit, spam on the Discord, saying free this person, stuff, shit like that. It's very common. Obviously, it doesn't impact our decision in any way. And we expect this. We also are obviously seeing it in the stream chat. Those people are just getting permabanned. People that are doing it in game, they will likely just get banned for it. When we ban somebody, we do it because we have extreme evidence to do so, which we're going to talk about a little bit today as well. Not about his case, but just witch hunting in general, and how we handle that. But when we make a permanent ban, we have a very strong reason to make that decision, and saying free this person does not change our decision anyway. For anyone who doesn't know, just read the Discord, like the Discord announcements. It was the announcement right before this. We banned a very big streamer. Obviously his viewers are upset about that. He was banned for multiple things, but bug exploit and account sharing were two of the main ones. And to be clear, we've been expecting to do this ban for a hot minute. But we had to do our own investigative research, which is going to get me in my next topic, which I might as well talk about right away. We already have 3,100 people in here, so it's enough to talk about it. We are going to be way more strict on witch hunting in the Discord and witch hunting to us in DMs. As soon as this player was banned, obviously all of his guildmates decided they want to spam us trying to get other people banned from the opposing guild. For context, by the way, guys, I know 99% of you guys are just like vibing, playing Raven Dawn. But obviously there is a competitive level to Raven Dawn. It is a PvP game and a not full loot PvP game, but partial loot PvP game with trade packs. That's like the best way to word it, because there's not really like a term for it. So partial loot is what I'll use. This makes a very big competitive scene, sorry, a very intense competitive scene, I guess the best way to word it. You obviously don't see this in games like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy for that reason, but you do in any game like Albion or Arcade or Tibia. You see this kind of stuff. And with that, we understand that that 1% is very vocal, and their rivalry right now and their war is very well known by the kind of top 1% of players. And that kind of drags into everybody and pulls everybody into that at times. This is something that we love about PvP games. And the reason why we designed a PvP game is because we do love this stuff. We love rivalries. We love guilds going to war with each other. We think these are really fun parts of an MMO, but that doesn't change the fact that it also gets very personal very fast, because a lot of people are really bad at separating a video game from the personal. And that makes me really sad, because I play in a lot of competitive PvP games and it seems wild what levels some people will stoop to. But one thing that we've been now noticing is whenever one side gets in trouble, the whole other side starts screaming, and vice versa. Or whenever one side gets in trouble, that whole side starts screaming, vice versa. We don't make our bans or punishments based on what side is screaming the most. This doesn't impact our decision. We have our own way to verify these things. And so something that we're going to be starting to do, because it is like that 1% is kind of spoiling the experience for like the other 99% of players. Because again, it's important to remember that there are like a few hundred people in these guilds and alliances that are at war right now. And in many ways it is spoiling it for hundreds of thousands of players, right? Because their shit is just dragging into the Discord, it is dragging into the Reddit, it is dragging into everywhere. It is dragging into our DMs all fucking day, and it is so exhausting. Even right before this, I had like 15 people DM me like, this guy was doing this. And I'm like, okay, send me proof. And they're like, okay, I'll get it. And it's like, it's so mind blowing to me that some people are able to go from this guy did this thing to, oh yeah, I should get proof. Like, you know, it's their own way of approaching life, I guess, but it is crazy to me. And moving forward, we are going to change our policy on kind of like, I mean, we never really had a policy before, so not change, but we're going to add a policy on witch hunting. If you're DMing us witch hunting somebody, or in the Discord witch hunting somebody, I saw this morning, listen, I don't know Etup personally. I know he's the highest level in the game right now, and he's obviously built quite a sizable stream. I assume that's partially it. I actually don't know how big he was before. So apologies, Etup, if you were bigger before, or I don't know. But from what I understand, you've grown. But I don't know him personally. And I know him about as much like professionally as I do pretty much any streamer, or less so than many players. But we noticed it very quick, the witch hunting that started on him, because he's on the rival guild of the one that got banned, or that a player got banned from this morning. It was pretty sad to see, because I saw about 10 people send me a photoshopped image that was known to be photoshopped / a joke. And people were using it as like, this is proof. And this kind of stuff is exhausting. It is exhausting because we respond, or we don't respond many times. Because listen, guys, I get literally 1,000 DMs a day. This is not an exaggeration. Neos gets the same. We literally get 1,000 plus DMs a day. And then people will 2 hours later say, oh my God, you're ignoring me or something. We had this with these messages. People kept sending them, and I didn't respond to a couple, and they're like, LOL, you're just letting them get away with it. Meanwhile, they're sharing a photoshopped image. Again, this is not to say Etup hasn't done anything. I don't know. Maybe he has, right? There are players that have done stuff, and almost guaranteed if he has, we will catch it eventually. Or maybe we're already in the process. I don't know. So I shouldn't say that, because that's going to like panic the shit out of some people. But my point is, because obviously we have a big moderation team outside of just me. My point is though, is this witch hunting shit is going to have to stop, and we're going to just start blocking people that do this, and we're going to just start banning people that do it in the Discord. If you have serious evidence, that is very different. But I need to be clear what serious evidence is. A screenshot of someone saying something in a Discord or a Twitch chat saying like LOL, buy silver. This is not evidence to permanently ban someone's account. First off, just because it easily can just be a joke. I've said way stupider jokes to friends in games than that. Not to mention, just because someone says something doesn't, or again, it can easily just be a photoshopped image. This is not proof. And I understand that everyone's burden of proof, maybe in different countries, I don't know. I've seen like Americans do it, which is very weird. We strongly believe in innocent until proven guilty. Just because you have a screenshot that we have no way of validating and no way of proving, and could easily just be someone changing their username and profile picture to look like somebody, that is not proof. And just because you send that to us doesn't mean that that player should be permanently banned. Not to mention, I'll say this more on big streamers because they obviously get the most amount of false reports. For every big streamer that is listening, or every streamer that has over 50 viewers, which I consider big, because truth is, 99% of people on Twitch have like 10 or less viewers. If you are a bigger streamer and you report somebody with a random image, assume that 10 people have already reported you or tried to fake report you for something as well. This is very weird because I will get big, like really big streamers with 400 or 500 viewers messaging me saying, oh my God, take this image and ban this person. Meanwhile, if we were to act the exact same way against them, they would have been banned day one. It is very common for viewers, rival guilds, stuff like that, to fake reports and to attempt, and they do it in a way that's very hard to prove that they are the one that fake report, because they'll send something that's maybe a photoshopped image or just not very good proof. And then if we call it out, they'll say, oh, sorry, I was just sharing what a viewer sent me, which could be true, could also not be true. Regardless, guys, the burden of proof right now is getting ridiculous. And we are going to just start banning witch hunting. We are also, when people just come in the Discord and say, you banned this guy, but you didn't ban this guy for that, we're also just going to start banning that. It's exhausting to deal with. It's very frustrating to deal with. It causes a really shit environment. And ultimately, kind of gets me into my next thing. We are going to be moderating the Discord way more aggressively moving forward. We have always had a stance that the Discord is a privilege, not a right. While that sounds shitty, there's a reason why a lot of games don't have their own Discords, because it can be frustrating to deal with at times. And the whole, like, a couple rotten apples spoil the bunch is incredibly accurate when it comes to a Discord. Generally there's about 100 people that are just kind of shitty and just consistently shitty. Whether really shitty or just constantly negative, just always negative. You go through their last 50 messages, they're all negative messages. And we're just gonna start removing that. We did that for 4 years, and we had a really cool Discord that we loved vibing out in, of like almost 30,000 people. So granted, yeah, that's less than half the size it is now, but we did a very good job to make a really cool Discord. And it has somewhat lost that recently because of the amount of growth, and because we kind of just relaxed on the moderating, partially because we've just been really busy, but also just when the Discord grows that much, it's really hard to keep up. With that, we would happily trim our Discord from like, I don't know how many people are in there right now, like 77,000. We would happily trim it from 77,000 to 76,000 to have 76,000 cool people in there and not have 1,000 people that are just ruining it. And to be clear, it's not really 1,000. It's more a few hundred, but they're just obviously very vocal and always negative. And I need to be super clear, guys. There's a huge difference between giving feedback and being negative. I think most adults can decipher the difference, because there are tons of people that give feedback, and all the time we're responding like, oh, that's actually a pretty good idea, or totally agree, or that's coming soon. You guys can check my messages. There's hundreds of times of me doing this. The difference is when someone comes in and just screams in all caps, buff this, or this is busted, or worse. Obviously there's way worse. There's a very big difference, and I think most people understand that. And I think even when you're typing it, you understand that. The other thing too is if you have suggestions, I sorry, this is like housekeeping shit right now. So apologies. We'll get into more fun stuff soon. But the other thing I want to also mention is if you have suggestions, please don't DM them to me. Okay. Again, literally like 1,000 DMs a day. It's a little slower now. It's probably more like 800 a day. But it is impossible. I honestly I can't respond to 99% of them. And usually I try to respond and say like, hey, put this on the forum. The reason why is our whole team is on the forums. Our game designers are on the forums. Our balance team's on the forums. CMs are on the forums. They are not all in my DMs. I cannot handle 800 suggestions a day and get those adequately to the team. If it is an emergency, and what I mean by that is like the game is literally dying, then DM me. Otherwise, don't be upset if I don't respond. Don't be upset if I just never respond. If it's a personal issue, so you're having an issue with your character, open a ticket. It'll be 100 times faster than DMing me. If you DM me, I'll respond, open a ticket, and you just wasted an hour of your time or maybe a day. It depends how long it takes to get back. By the way, this same thing goes for Neos as well and other CMs. Don't be DMing them. It's not going to make things any faster. They will tell you to go in the order that it should be done in. And otherwise, we just have to turn our DMs off, which I don't want to do either. And that is what we would end up doing. We turn our tags and DMs off if that continues. Anyways, yeah. So again, we're going to be policing the Discord way harder. Do not be surprised if you're being shitty, that you get banned. Again, like I need to be super clear, guys. We are different in the way we moderate the game. In many ways, playing Raven Dawn is more on the like it is a right, not a privilege side. In terms of like if you're removed from the game, there will be good reason for that. However, the Discord very much is a privilege, not a right. You don't have to be in there. It is just an added community that you can go talk about the game in. All of our announcements are shared elsewhere as well. And ultimately, if you are being shitty, we're just going to remove you because we want that to be a cool community that us as developers want to go in and just hang out and chat with you guys. And we did that for 4 years and it was awesome. And it's definitely getting lost lately. It's definitely a spot that a lot of us developers just don't want to go in and talk anymore because we know as soon as we say anything, 87 people will tag us, buff this, nerf this. What about this guy? Punish this guy. Let's witch hunt to this guy. It's just, we're done with it. We're done with it. And again, we'd rather our Discord trim from 77,000 down to 76,000 because we got rid of 1,000 people that are just making it a shitty spot for us. So please, we'll do a Discord announcement about this as well, so that everybody in the Discord's aware as well. But for all of you guys here, just that's going to happen. And that's just the way it is. We want it to be a place that we want to hang out in and talk about the game with you guys and hear your guys' feedback and not come in and get 20 like it is literally 20 tags within a few minutes when we show our faces, about what each specific person thinks should happen. And it's exhausting. The next thing I want to also mention, we are currently looking if there is a way that we can publicly announce bans. The reason why is a lot of people, for some reason, think that if we don't everyone tag 77,000 people in the Discord every time we ban somebody, people are not getting banned. This is so exhausting to see, very frustrating to see people DMing us like, LOL, you don't ban any. Like, it's very frustrating. And maybe this is because a lot of games just don't ban people. To be clear, we don't have an incentive to not banning people. We don't have like a mandatory buy price or sub price. We don't have this incentive to allow people to be cheating in the game. This does not work in our best interest in any way. And I think most people that are rational can understand that. I can understand why you would maybe complain about certain games when they allow botters or something, because like, okay, well, they're getting a sub price. I can understand that and that skepticism. We don't have any incentive to doing this. If anything, we act very often completely against our own incentive, as seen by today. We are discussing or trying to see if we can do like some sort of bans channel. I need to explain why you cannot do this and why some games, very small games, do it because they usually skirt under the radar, or some regional based games can do it. So Lost Ark Korea, I believe, does it because they're allowed to do it in Korea. A lot of countries, and we're a global game. Lost Ark is as well, but they have Korean specific servers that do that specifically there. We do not have that. We are a global game. Many jurisdictions do not allow you to just post about who gets who got banned in a game. There are very weird laws in some countries that consider this like a very light form of like doxing / a derogatory statement. And even if one country in the world is against it, we either have to blacklist that country from playing the game, or we cannot do it. I need to make that super clear that if we can do it, we will, and we would love to. But at the same time, it's getting a little exhausting seeing people say, LOL, you're not banning people, just because they sent us a Photoshop image of somebody saying they want to buy silver. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to move on from that, guys. Ultimately, though, again, we are going to be just straight up banning people that are attempting to witch hunt now, because we understand there are two huge rival guilds. They're pissed at each other. They get all their viewers, their guild mates, their friends, to try and spam report the other side. They even go through the effort of photoshopping shit on the other side. And we are just going to start banning it. Absolutely. People crying for other people to get banned because one person gets banned, or for anything like that. We're also just going to start banning. It's just, it's not, especially it's so hilarious when people cry about someone. Like, this happened literally 2 days ago when everyone was crying for one guy to get banned and he was already banned. So it was like very weird. But again, like, people just, they really love to cry and complain, especially if you're not like the #1 person in the world, etc., stuff like that. Anyways, moving forward, that is going to be starting to get banned. We're also going to just policing Discord more in general. We are happy to, we've already seen it. People that get banned from the Discord, we do ban a decent amount of people now. Also ban players going immediately to the Reddit with the same username, which is a little obvious. Complaining. We saw it yesterday with the RMT change. We saw very well-known RMTers that for some reason are also using the same username as the one that already got banned, that are complaining about the reputation change. Anyways, it's very often transparent, and we kind of allow it to happen to a degree, but we're just going to be starting to moderate it and remove it. And you guys can say that we're over moderating or something, but this is very normal levels of moderation. And again, there's a reason why a lot of games don't have their own Discord. We really want our own Discord, and we think it's really cool to engage with the community, but because of that, yeah. Also, mods, you can just start timing out everybody that says nerf or buff something. Just do like a 10-minute timeout. The next time you can just do a longer one or ban them. Do you ban accounts or ban players? In Albion, they ban players. So yeah, obviously we do accounts. There's ways, obviously, that people can get around stuff like that. But yeah. More music? Like louder music, or the buff Nighter can remain. That one's fine. You don't have to time him out. Do we have slow mode on? Because the chat is flying right now. I'm not sure if we have slow mode on. I think we do. Yeah, it's because there's 4,000 people. That's true. Based. Oh yeah, it is on. Holy shit. Okay. I'm gonna try and read messages. Also, people that this is, I think we have a 99% success rate of people saying, I was banned from the Discord for saying nothing at all, LOL, just giving feedback. And every single time I look at the moderation logs, they were like, you guys are all fucking idiots. This game fucking sucks. Add this or I'm quitting. Most people are going to downplay what they did and what they said. We'll maybe make like an official appeal thing. But 99.9% of cases, you were not banned because you said constructive criticism or because you said, hey, I would love this feature. It's because you did so in an incredibly mean way. Right now, we are very soft on moderation. I know, because people always complain about how soft we are in moderation as well. Anyways, moving on. Why do you treat fishers poorly? Because we hate fishers in the game. Should ban IP? We do. No, we have fishing buffs coming soon. I think the design team team and the balance team want to do something a little more interesting when they buff fishing instead of just like a flat buff. But it is on their to-do list. Guys, this patch today has been a lot of work. The team has been working like every minute to prepare this. Lots of energy drinks, lots of coffee. This patch has been an enormous amount of work. If there's changes and additions that you guys still want, I promise you they're in the pipeline. Like you guys can go back through the change log and the patch notes, because change logs are like every day, and look and compile. Maybe we should like compile the whole month of what we've done in the last 30 days. We have changed the game so much, fixed so much, balanced so much. Just give us time. Give us time. It has been a month since the game's release, and we had a very busy lead up to the release, and we still are working like every day, very long days. We have not slowed down. So yeah, just give us a sec, you know, it's coming. Like obviously hotkey remapping, we would have had this in week 1 if we didn't have other big things to tackle. But if we had to weigh like hotkey remapping versus community land, obviously community land took precedent. Yeah. So this is an exact example. When are you guys going to do something about the massive trade pack botting going on? When literally the patch notes talks about our enhanced bot detection, and we literally just talked about the multiple hundred players that were banned for this. Like, but then somebody comes in and says, you're not doing anything. Like, we're just going to start banning that. It's so exhausting to deal with. It's so exhausting to see. It's likely somebody that their friend told them this to complain about, and they started complaining about it. Talk about outfits. Oh, dude, we have so many new outfits coming. I'm very excited. Did you guys see the... Sorry, I'm scrolling through the patch notes. I don't think we had it in. Why don't you ban people who exploit bugs? Okay, so I assume he's trolling, or yeah, again, we... Yeah, Fashion Dawn's coming, I think in like a week. If Blez told you that, I'll speak to him, because obviously he should not be leaking stuff. Rip YouTube, folks. Yeah, apologies. I know YouTube is always way smaller. I do use Restream though, so I can see your messages. There's always like one guy that's like, oh, he doesn't read YouTube chat. YouTube chat is just like way smaller. There's usually only like a couple hundred people in there, and like 4K in Discord or in Twitch right now. Will there be real-time chat moderation in the game? Yeah, we will be increasing the in-game global chat moderation as well. One more thing to be super clear on, guys. If someone is DMing you hurtful things, and we get this happens, right click and ignore him. It's the same that Discord will tell you. It's the same that virtually anything will tell you. Same as MSN 30 years ago. Right click, ignore. They will never be able to send you a message again. If someone is doing something in global chats, that we will generally moderate and get on top of. And we've banned many people from saying shit in global chats. Like literally every day, I think we ban like 20 people in just global chats in general. That we do moderate a little bit differently. Again, guys, witch hunting is a very different thing though. If you are just DMing us because someone said you're stupid in global chat, which people have reported this, saying this guy called me stupid in global chat. If that is going to upset you, I think you just shouldn't use global chat. Obviously, if someone is in global chat dropping the N-word 15 times on repeat, they'll be permabanned, or at the very least a like 7-day ban. But at the same time, guys, this is an online MMORPG. Things get competitive. If someone DMs you, I hate you, you suck, or worse, mute them. Okay. Another server, new server, another server. Wow. Very original. Will Stronghold and Fort really come in the 1.5 update, or will it be postponed? So we didn't expect to do this many like major patches in the first month. Like we didn't expect to be at 1.0.5 basically like a week, like 5 weeks after release. We expected this to be like 3 months after release. Forts and Strongholds will not come in next week in 1.0.5. Obviously there's a lot of other stuff coming already. I don't know. I think we've shared how big the main continent expansion is. I think we've shared it before, like Elder Coast and Northern Steppes. But this is a huge amount of new content coming. So get excited for that. Like a lot of land is being added and spawns and areas to explore. One thing I do want to be clear on, guys, the artifact system will not be implemented with it in 1.0.5. That will come later, and that will bring like a ton of like staple kind of like quest and event content. Right now, the main focus with the release of it will be all the new spawns will be in there, except for the ones that are locked behind artifacts, as well as tons of land, new trade posts, stuff like that. But if you're like only a quest player and you're just jonesing for quests, that will come when the artifacts come. Okay. So I just don't want you guys to be like, oh my God, there's going to be 87 new quests coming next week. No, but there will be lots of spawns, lots of areas to explore, new trade posts, tons more land. We worded it kind of poorly, but we said 600 pieces of new land across Angerhorn and Seraphine. It's actually on both. Like it's 600 per world. So it's like 1,200 new pieces of land, just so you guys know. Holy shit, guys. There are some like multi-paragraph messages and the chat is just flying. I'm going to try and keep picking things out. Will you ever consider hardware bans over IP bans? Yeah. I can't speak much on some things, guys, because some things we can't share. But a lot of new things came in today for dealing with exploiters, cheaters, RMT, stuff like that. Do an option that doesn't allow tech ally guilds. Well, right now there is no such thing as ally guilds, but we will be adding alliancing in the future. Again, just not a priority for us right now. We understand for those that are in like daily guild wars and stuff. We understand for you guys, you're like, oh, we really want this feature. I get that. You got to remember that people that are like constantly in guild wars right now is like 5% of players, right? The other 9%, 5% are still leveling or just vibing or maybe not PvPers. And so we do things kind of in what is most impactful, right? So community land was number one in terms of like impact, because this, I don't know if most of you guys understand, less like, and again, this is gonna make some people upset, but I hear a lot of numbers thrown around that's like, oh, 10% of people didn't have houses or whatever. And that makes, I think that almost makes like the 90% feel more left out. Let me just think numbers. It is like, hold on, I'm just making sure I'm doing the math right. It is like 1% of people that have houses. And so when I talk about how important some of these things are to get in, that is why. Again, I need to be super clear, guys. And I know you guys, I've heard this 100 times before. We did not expect a 20th, a 50th, probably a 50th, as many of these players for launch. We knew we would grow with launch like any game does. Many games have smaller launches and they're open betas. Many games grow 50%. Most games don't grow 5,000%. We knew that we were okay with, okay, maybe 5% of people don't have land and they have to work towards it, but because it's such a small minority, the land will turn over fast enough that they will get that opportunity to get land. It makes like a market and stuff, right? That is different when it is 99% don't. Right? That basically makes no market. Now the market just gets incredibly aggressive. It was a very different case than what we ever expected. Yeah. What about profession, skill, reputation reset? Again, as mentioned, guys, we are working to implement this. We don't have right now a way to like reset professions and reputations. So this needs to be added into the game. It's not huge to add into the game and we are working on it. I can say maybe for 1.0.5 we'll have it in, but I can't promise that right now because we have a lot of other things that are focus, and QA team will scream if I promise that. So again, it is not a huge thing for us to add, but it is just another thing for us to add. And for every one thing that you want, there's 1,000 people that want another one thing, and that ends up being 1,000 different things, right? But this is something that I've already made it clear that we will make sure that we will add reputation and profession resets. And when they're in, they will have a cost to reset them. The reason, sorry, let me quickly, before people freak out, they will have a cost to reset them, but we will be giving everybody that has an account already and has an account when we add it in, a free reset for both. So you won't have to pay for the first one. The reason why we have to do a cost though, guys, is because obviously some of those perks are like EXP based perks. So people take the EXP ones. Once they get to like profession level 40, they drop them. And so that is why we are, that is why there has to be a cost associated to it. We can't just make it for free, and we can't make it cheap either. It has to have a heavy cost to it. But we will be giving the first one to everyone for free. But again, just give us time, guys. Like we like to really share what's coming, but if we share it, you also have to be patient, right? Because we can't work more hours or more days than we are. I promise you that. It is, I don't think it is mentally possible. Yeah. Also, someone asked if we're hiring. We are. We just brought in additional QA staff. We brought in lots more community and support staff. That is why I think most people have realized the support has gotten way faster. Again, doesn't mean it's always going to be instant. We still have a lot of people to respond to. Some things aren't instant, stuff like that. But it's way better than it was on launch, where we really just couldn't get back to most tickets. The ticket system most of the time was full. Like you couldn't even open a ticket. We are way more on top of things. So we're really happy about that. QA team grew, support team grew by a lot. Community management team is continuing to grow right now. And we are also looking to hire software developers too. So you can apply at tavernlikegames.com under our career section. If you're looking right now, we have like a few hundred applications to go through. So if you already applied, we haven't gone through all of them yet. So please don't be like concerned if you're like, oh, I haven't been messaged or did they miss mine or something. We have a lot to get through, and we have a lot of things on the go, right? And I ultimately have to review the pre-shortlist, I guess, to make the shortlist. So it's a lot of time for me as well. And yeah. Need audio designers? Not currently. But you're always welcome to just send in a general application, and we store all of them. So there's sometimes people that it's like 6 months after a position opens up and they get like a message from us like, oh shit, I totally forgot I even applied with you guys. We store all applications, so they won't get lost. It won't get put away. Like it won't get stored away and never seen again. We sort them all. And then when a position opens up, we usually post about it, but then we also usually message all general applicants. Put the server on, I'm getting withdrawal singles. Oh, sorry. I read 2 different lines. Put the server on, I'm getting withdrawal symptoms. Good. Neither are you single? No, I am engaged. What about developers? What tech stack do you use? We have it all on tavernlikegames.com. You can see the languages required and engaged to Raven Dawn. True. It does feel like that the last couple months. Can you tell if they're going to add more ambient tracks? Yeah, our composer's been working on like a bunch more ambient tracks. Now, would you consider adding Raven coins in game market to combat RMT? No. Oh, I love timing people out. Houses, we need houses. Ooh, well, wait until the reboot. And yeah, just on the houses, guys, one more thing too. Please be patient if you have a problem with your community house, okay? I know a lot of incredibly talented armchair game developers are in our Reddit, our Discord, our Twitch chat, saying how this is so simple, just do this. And we really appreciate how amazing you are at game development. This is a very complex rework to the system. This is something that we worked on for a very long time, went through many iterations, went through a lot of QA and stress testing, but no stress testing compares to the stress testing of a live environment and the amount of people that is. If there are issues, if you like you're like, oh, my house has this bug now. Like, just be patient. Okay. We will fix any issue that comes up. Obviously we're crossing our fingers that there's 0 issues and it goes perfect. But I also want to make sure you guys understand that complex systems sometimes have issues. You know, we could have set up like a PTR environment for the next 2 weeks and be like, okay, test on the PTR environment. However, we felt this needed to get in sooner than 1 or 2 weeks from now. And that is why we were pushing into live servers. With that, that means there might be a higher chance of problems. If there's problems, we'll fix it like we do everything. News about proxy system. They are actively working on it. Is Bandit a real dog? Yes, Bandit is my dog, one of my dogs. Like in real life. In the game as well, but. Any hint regarding possessed by resentment? Hell no. We like that we have some very complex quests in the game. We really do enjoy that. We try to make it quests that don't like literally stop you from playing the game, and they're kind of like, you know, on the side, and they're great, but they're not, you know, they're not gonna not allow you to get past like a certain level. But it has been fun to watch people trying to figure out certain quests. Especially I love it because many times we get people like posting like, this quest is bugged, doesn't work, like on Reddit and shit, and like other people are like, oh my god, yeah, you're right, like I've been trying to figure it out. Meanwhile, there's like people who have figured it out, and that's kind of what we look for. We go right away like, has somebody done it, or is it like, do you think it's bugged? And for every single one, it's been like, oh no, someone's done it, so it is working. There are mysteries in the game. Yeah, I mean, check the chat, check the Reddit, check everybody asking about some certain quests. But I realize that the people that have discovered it are like really not wanting to share it. So, any chances to get Patreon silver in the game, like WoW token? Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was a different question, so I read it out. But that obviously gets asked a million times. Make a server with no trade and no marketplace. Yeah, this has been recommended. It would require a lot of changes to the game. This is not to say that we wouldn't do something like that in the future. This is also not to say that we wouldn't do like a hardcore server in the future. You know, we've talked about like I think they're called black zones in Albion, where like you drop certain stuff. Obviously that doesn't work in Raven Dawn because gear progression is very different than in Albion, but having like a more intense war mode channel could be kind of cool, where it's like you lose maybe like 1% or 5% or something of the amount of infused silver in your gear, and then that is dropped as silver, right? So like if you have like a piece of gear with, let's say, like 10 million silver infused to it, you know, 100,000 of that silver would drop when you die. Something like that would be kind of cool. But that's not something that's like in our like pipeline right now. We have a roadmap that we are wanting to work through. But that definitely could come in the future. We probably wouldn't do its own world for that. It would probably be like a more intense war mode channel. Because the truth is the war mode channels are obviously blowing up as you will get later in the game. We will probably, I would imagine that come 1 or 2 months from now, probably like a third of the channels are war mode channels. And then at that point there might be people that want that extra, that extra risk and / reward. Like we would definitely like have reasons to play on it, just like the war mode channel. But I know that we have like a, maybe 10%, 20% group of people, probably more about 10% that really love that, like really high risk, not full loot, but kind of that idea PvP. And so we're definitely aware of that. And we have some ideas that we're working on with that. Also, people asking about the lag on the war mode channel. The reason for this is right now when your character dies, it technically logs out and like saves. This is right now a pretty heavy process, just because of saving like community land, real land. There's a lot of things to save. And so because of that, when people are dying incredibly frequently, like on the war mode channel, especially when a war is happening, that causes the server to lag more. This is something that we've already made optimizations to. It's in QA to make sure that it all works fine. And that should hopefully drastically improve the lag on the war mode servers and sometimes on the general channels as well, and allow us to increase the population even further on them. So yeah. I don't understand how prejudiced you are towards Brazilians. Considering half our company is Brazilian, I would not say that. But I assume that's your own subjective bias there. Die less. Yeah, exactly. Die less. Anything on the chat system? We already fully redid the UI. It just needs to be implemented now, which takes time. Implementing UI stuff takes a long time. We're sipping on watermelon water. The classic. Holy shit, we got 4,400 people here. Let's go. Let's go. I bet that's whiskey size of water. Oh shit. At this point, I probably need it. I'm not a whiskey guy though. It'd be like soju or, I mean, I would say vodka. I love vodka, but I don't sip vodka. It would be soju. Shared bank account for characters in the same account. Yeah, we kind of want to do a few things with that. We want to do like a shared chest or something like that for houses. There's a photo of the real bandit somewhere. I want to see him. Yeah, I post a lot actually. If you search my name in Discord and Bandit, you'll probably find me posting photos. Let us see the good boy Bandit. I'm gonna leave him out this time because last time he knocked shit over. But if you check the last stream VOD, he was on the stream. Maybe we'll get a Bandit cam one day. We're gonna find the roadmap. If you go to the onto our website, onto news, and then you go to, it's actually not titled as good as it probably should be. Yeah, it's under our first Tavern journal. Tavern journal, the beginning to an epic adventure. You can see our roadmap there. Right now we are at, obviously you can see some things flipped around a little bit. Legacy skills was supposed to come after new cosmetics, came before. Again, some things will flip around. Yeah. Marbles are coming. Marbles are gonna come. Can you tell us more about water content as in ships, bosses, or just trade backs? Yeah, we have a lot more ocean content coming in the future. We will probably have like a dungeon style system come first though. We want to do, and to be clear, don't necessarily expect like straight up like WoW dungeons, okay? Because that's not necessarily what's coming. But we before adding more ocean content, we'll likely add like dungeons / raids first. And that will come with an improved aggro system. Don't worry, all you tanks panicking already. Tanks and healers all panicking. Ocean content is better than dungeon content. Yeah, we did a community poll that I think had like 10,000 responses, and it was about 60% chose dungeon content, and we had a bunch of different things, and I think it was 6% chose ocean. So while I agree everyone has their subjective opinion, yeah, it was definitely the favorite. Are dungeons gonna be an instance of the world? Yeah, so we're not sharing that kind of stuff yet. Because as we are still in the design phase on it, we're working through like a lot of ideas that we like, and we are trying to make it a little bit more unique than just like a standard dungeon system. Yeah. Crafting plan to be negative profit for people to craft. I mean, this is supply and demand at its finest. When you have an open market game where products products and materials are all produced by players, that is how the economy is right now. If it's not worth it for you to craft, then don't craft right now. Maybe you need to wait, or maybe you need to find materials or maybe you need to get your own materials. Maybe you can't just go and like spam buy things and craft them. Also, guys, I really encourage everyone to always read the patch notes. A lot of questions and most of the complaints are things that are already in the patch notes mentioned. Like they're literally like, I see people keep mentioning like 2000 reputation to use the marketplace. Meanwhile, like we posted already yesterday in announcements twice and in our patch notes that it's going to be 1000. So yeah, complaining is totally fair, but just at least do us the benefit of reading our patch notes first. Tank want better taunts. Yeah, I agree. When is two-handed sword coming? I will say very likely in 1.0.5. Not guaranteed. I can't guarantee anything until it's on the patch notes, but very likely. And if not, you guys can get mad at me. Update official wiki, please. The wiki team is working on the wiki like every single day, but we obviously change a lot of stuff every single day. Yesterday, people were like, oh, the trade back calculator is not working. Well, it was working. It just wasn't because we changed the trade back formula. So yeah, we make it hard on the wiki team sometimes, but it is, yeah, it is consistently updated. And they work really hard in there too. I wish I could be more involved with them. There's just too many things going on. So they kind of do their own thing, but they are like always in there, like working on stuff, talking about other stuff. And these are volunteers, guys. Like these, like yes, we like to give them some rewards and stuff as thank you, but these are just people from the community that just want to help. So, you know, they do awesome stuff, and there's a lot to add too, right? Like everyone who saw the wiki before launch, like it was bare bones. There's a lot being added to there. They're doing some really cool stuff, and, you know, give it a month and I think it's gonna be a really sick wiki. And, you know, obviously, can't appreciate them enough for helping, right? They're only doing it with all their free time just because they like the game. Many times instead of like playing, like they're literally like, okay, I'm just gonna like do this in game while working on the wiki and stuff. Any provision on implementing another weapon power-based range weapon like one-handed crossbow assassin stars? Oh, don't spoil content, dude. Yikes. Yeah, wiki's volunteer based. Right now though, we don't have like a great system for just like people to like hop in and add some stuff. Like we do have like a process where you have to apply and stuff. We had like 200 applicants to be wiki editors and we only approved 8 of them. Right now, we're not bringing in anyone new to the wiki. With time, we're going to set it up though to be like a true wiki where you can just like suggest edits and stuff like that. And then everyone can help out. So like, this is hard for me to say because when someone's like, we get so many offers for people like volunteer for shit. And that means so much to me. But we can only like, you know, a lot of people that want to volunteer for stuff, they do it for an hour and then they stop and then we have to remove their editing. You know, it is quite a bit of work and stuff like that. And so we just don't have the capacity right now to bring in all the volunteers that want to volunteer. It means so much to me though, guys. Like this is like the biggest comment ever. Someone saying like, I want to give my free time to help your project or your wiki or whatever. That means a lot to us. And I hope that me saying like, oh, we're just not looking for any right now doesn't like steer you away from the future. It's just right now it's not like an easy process to bring in a new volunteer. But once we have that, we like, you're all welcome to help. And I really appreciate it too. Sorry, there's just the chat is flying. I'm trying to grab questions, but there's like a lot that are just not the best questions. So I'm like reading through them and then chat. Yeah. Hire me for QA. We had like a couple hundred applicants for QA. We still have a lot to go through. But yeah, and some amazing applicants too, to be clear. So please, like, don't feel bad if you didn't get a message or something yet. Yeah. Infamy is super punishing. Yeah, did you sent a complaint and said, do you plan to make changes? Did you read the patch notes? There is a poll at the very bottom for you to vote on. I think right now, I was actually surprised. I thought it was going to be like 90% said make Infamy reduce faster, but it's actually 60% say keep it the way it is. Only 40% say reduce it, make it reduce faster. There's other changes that we might want to do to Infamy though, that I've spoken lightly about. Like obviously Infamy on ships is kind of weird with like the meta of effective level. Also, I think we're going to make Infamy gain less if someone's carrying a trade pack. We haven't decided on any of these. These are some ideas that we have in our heads. Consider making polls in game like how old school RuneScape does it. We do want to do that. Yeah, we want to make it account based through the website and just have like a poll every week that we can just like ask something. There is an animal Discord channel. It is called Pets. There's people every day in there posting their pets. Okay, a lot of people are posting plushies too, but I guess that can count as a pet to some people. Do you have time to play the game yourself? I have in the past. I definitely don't right now. I wish I did, but I definitely do not right now. I don't know, like most of you guys know, but if I'm not like on the computer working, then I'm either doing like a workout, like with my phone up the entire time, responding to people on Discord, or I'm eating and I'm responding to people the entire time on Discord, or I'm in bed about to fall asleep responding to people on Discord. I would say there's maybe 10 minutes a day that I'm not actively doing something on Raven right now. Which is not never a woe is me story. It's just really busy. That's the reason why I haven't been able to play myself. That's all. Oh, one thing I want to talk about. Yeah, I appreciate all the messages like take care of your health and stuff, man. And while I do really appreciate that, and I do also agree, two things. One, it's just a really busy time. We have an opportunity. I don't we want to live up to that opportunity and not squander it. But two, the amount of people that will send me like, hey, you need to fix this right now, or you need to address this right now. And then I'll say like, sorry, man, we just got a lot on our plate. And they're like, okay, man, make sure to rest and get some help for your health. And it's like, okay, well, 500 people today have messaged me saying this needs to be done right now, but also please rest. And it's like, okay, well, but again, it's not a woe is me. We're very happy with how things are going, and with opportunity really at the end of the day. We will definitely get a good rest though once we feel like the game is in a very good state. And community land is a big part of that. And there's a few other things that are big parts of that as well. And that's then our team will definitely get a either a very long weekend or a week off or something, just really recoup. Because the last few months have been very crazy. We need emoticons in the game. Yeah, we plan to have that in the future. I love the people like never make the game pay to win, and the people are like make game pay to win, sell or let Raven coins with silver. It's funny. Is it possible to discount silver or XP loss when you died another player? It is discounted. I think just not in like I think not in war mode or something like that. There's a bunch of caveats to why, but you have Instagram? No, I don't really do anything on any social media. Or actually, sorry, I do have an Instagram. I just like don't use it. I've had it for like a few years. I think I posted like 3 things ever I don't post on social media. You're correct. I only post on OnlyFans. So many former Arcade and Tibia players playing RMTs. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I would argue that, I mean, virtually every big MMORPG has that mechanic, right? WoW tokens, Albion Gold, Guild Wars 2 crystals, Tibia coins, like they all do. So I understand why people come from those games, and right away they're like, why don't you have this? You know, and they're used to it, right? They're used to like paying this out. So I get why it gets asked a lot. It's not, so there's no shame to them or harm to them. It's very common. So borderline, we're extremely weird to not have it. So. Is there any chance to implement Polish language? We want to in the future. That's our next language we would do, is Polish. Any reason why the inventory and bank space is still so limited, even with Raven coins? Yeah, we probably will allow for more to be unlocked. We just, yeah, it's kind of hard to know exactly what late game will look like in terms of how much. Yeah. People would like to buy coins from the official website rather than trust a shady player or website. It would benefit your team as well. No, listen, I get it all. I get the arguments for it. It's, yeah. Sorry, it just mentioned it a ton. That's why I'm not like digging deep into it. And even if I dig deep into it, people get they don't want to hear it or they get upset or whatever. So I don't. But I totally get the arguments, and I get that's why most games do it. Isn't that the point of a beta? Yeah. What's pretty crazy is in the beta, not as many people played 18 hours a day, sleeping 4.5 hours a night for a month straight. It didn't happen as much. So it was a little bit harder to get data on people doing that. We really tried to force a lot of people to do it. We said like, hey, if you play less than 18 hours, you're gonna get shock therapy and stuff. Yeah, we got into a bunch of regulation problems and stuff, so we weren't really able to pursue it much. But yeah, so we weren't able to get that data, unfortunately. Also, this is something that I don't think there's any reason I can't share this. I don't think there's any reason I can't share this. We are fully greenlit for Steam. As most people know, Steam takes 30% of all revenue. That is why a lot of games that have communities already self-publish, right? That is why Albion self-published first, BDO self-published. That is why a lot of big games still don't ever go to Steam, right? Because 30% is a huge cut. And you got to remember there's also other taxes on top of that. Really, if you end up with 60% at the end of the day, that's great. And that's pretty crazy as a small, development studio to give up to people. That doesn't change the fact that there is a huge marketing benefit of going on to Steam. Smaller than I thought. We were looking at Albion's numbers and BDO's numbers, and their numbers only went up about 10% when going on to Steam. And still to this day, I think it's about 6% of Albion's online players are playing through Steam, which I think hurts them in some ways, because I see posts on like Reddit and stuff. It's like, LOL, Albion only has like this many people online, and they show the Steam numbers, right? Which probably hurts them, because really they have like 10 times that or 20 times that. But sorry, back to my topic. But there is obviously a lot of organic marketing that comes from launching a Steam, which is why we've always said that we plan to go on Steam in the future. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that definitely on a Steam release, we are going to see a huge influx of new players. And yeah, something kind of exciting. It's not coming like in the next couple of weeks, just to be clear. But what about Epic Games? Yeah, they take a way smaller cut, but obviously they have way less exposure, right? Steam you go to for a marketing opportunity. Epic Games you go to for really like a downloader and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, Steam takes a huge cut, but in many ways they do warrant it. You know what I mean? Well, okay, I won't defend Steam. There's a reason why a lot of people are not a huge fan of the monopoly they have, or a lot of like game developers, because it is a huge cut. But they do bring, there's a reason why people still go into Steam, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like it is, they're taking a lot, but there's still a reason why people do it. So they do in many ways. We need VoIP? Hell no. Yeah, I think we don't like about Epic is it requires, I believe, that you use like their login stuff, which we don't like. GameGo. Yeah. Oh, sorry. There's so many publisher names. They're the ones that bought Arcade, right? For Arcade Unchained. I played Arcade Unchained, but it was either GameGo or they did it before. Like they were the one of 20 Arcades re-releases was GameGo, right? Yeah. Were they the Unchained one? They were like the rough one, right? That was so funny how they did like a live stream every week for like 2 months leading up. And then as soon as the game launched, not a single live stream, not a single word from anybody on the team. That was wild. That's the closest thing to a rug pull in traditional games as I've ever seen. GameGo is Unchained, I believe. Re-release number 7. Yeah. Listen, I do understand why Arcade had the first re-release. And I probably could understand Unchained as well. But a lot of them did not make it. And there's been like 3 since then, right? They were all rough. Yeah, I mean, amazing games. So it's what inspired a lot of Ravenon, as all of you guys know. It's still like, in terms of like, my favorite MMORPG I ever played was probably Arcade. Also one of like the shorter ones I ever played. Like I don't think I ever played a more than like 2 or 3 months, any of the releases. But yeah. Are all the events listed in journal requirements in game ready? They are all in game ready. Some of them are just very hard. .0.5 is planned for next week. Yes, we haven't given a date yet. When I say planned, that means it's not official yet. Anything I say is planned or probable, assume is not definitive. So but this is our plan. Double XP event, unlikely. You took a lot of concepts from Arcade. One of the fishing part as well. I loved having them in straight. So we actually, for any OGs here, that actually is how fishing was in Raven Dawn. It actually was trade packs originally, or they behaved like a trade pack. Like they behaved essentially the same way. There was a handful of reasons why, but honestly, most of it was actually just due to feedback. We did a poll and it was like 95% was like, we don't want these to be like trade packs. This doesn't feel good. They wanted just like something different from trade packs, right? They were like, trade packs are there. Let's have fishing be something different. Again, there's changes we want to make to fishing, but that is something that gets recommended, but that is not what we are going to be doing. We don't want to make fishing just feel like trade packs, but in the ocean. But we have other changes planned for it. So smartphone app to manage your house and market. Yes, that will come. Over for shop, we don't right now have any plans to sell character cosmetics in the shop. We know we would sell a shit ton of them. We know they would sell way better than a Moa skin or a ship skin. But right now, we really like the fact that outfit progression comes from in-game. But it for sure hurts us. Like, we know that. We probably could sell, like, I won't give numbers, but we could probably sell a lot of outfits. Yeah. No outfits, please. The common. Jesus, 4,700 people between Twitch and YouTube. Let's go. Will there be new archetypes? There will be in the future, yes. Arclight Cosmetics sales. Oh, no. Adult UOG. Is the trailer of game that you show us related to actual game 1-to-1? Do you mean like on the stream here, like this background footage? If so, yeah, this is the game. If you mean like the gameplay trailer on our YouTube, that is also the game. We don't do any like pre-rendering or any of that stuff. The game does not have an anti-cheat. If you don't log into Steam, your game dies. Did you read the patch notes? I can't, dude. I can't. Is stream time bannable? Unfortunately, we do not give streamers extra privilege. If you are a streamer and you're getting sniped, we recommend first hiding your channel. A lot of them don't do this. First hide your channel. And then there are like almost 20 channels. If they find you on a channel, we recommend switching channel. There's a channel delay for a reason. It means that it is going to take them 30 minutes times 20 times like 6, what is that? 10 hours to find you again. And then you switch channels again. Unfortunately though, we don't give streamers like special privilege because one, it's impossible to police. It's very hard to prove. And two, we just don't believe in doing that. From what I understand, even like the biggest games in the world don't do that. I've watched an Asmongold stream before, and is full remap of hotkeys planned? Yep. He's watched Asmongold stream before. All opinions invalid. Listen, I do agree with that criticism. It is, his content is entertaining, but I think people forget that he is playing a character of hating game developers. If anyone here doesn't know that, I mean, I say if anyone, like 99% of his viewers don't get that. And then they parrot his same talking points, which is wild, but he makes a shit ton of money doing it. So hats off to him. And he's hilarious. Like he's very entertaining. But people don't know he's playing a character, which is really concerning. And then they like send clips of like his opinions. I'm like, holy shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Please speak slower. I will try. Are there any special secret hidden areas within the more common areas of the game that haven't been discovered? Yeah. There are lots of things still in the game that have never been discovered by anybody yet. That like could have been is more my point. There's also a lot that haven't been discovered yet because they couldn't have been yet, but as in they're in places that, yeah. You seem like a decent guy. Hey, I try to be. I hope someday Asmongold reviews Raven Dawn, he'll like it. I mean, yeah, obviously we're not gonna ever be upset if he reviews the game or watches the trailer or something. Again, his content is hilarious. I'm not bashing him at all. More just the people that don't get that he's like playing a character is the thing. Will we add Amazon Pay? That's actually the first time I've ever seen Amazon Pay requested. There's an info about quest rewards. Yeah, we're adding tooltips to it. All right, guys, I'm going to be right back 1 minute. I'm just going to go bathroom, and then I'll be back, and then we'll continue, okay? Give me 1 minute. Strength on MOAs. What does strength do on MOAs? It makes it so you move faster when you're carrying trade packs. You can patch now? Okay, thank you. I let the team know. They're on it. They were actually just waiting for your approval. Special question for me and my viewers. Have you ever gone fishing? Yes, I'm Canadian, so I have fished before. But I'm not an avid fisher, nor have I fished in like 10 years. What's my favorite archetype? That's like a really hard question. Probably Warfare, though. Smiles from Medicine Hat. The UI does save. It might not be for you. Leaderboards page plan. Yeah, we'll have a leaderboard in the future. Console release ever? Probably not. Releasing on console is very weird to do and very hard to do. What happened to Channel 7 on Seraphine? It's been annexed. It's sick. It's gone forever. Official Steam Deck support. I mean, official Steam Deck support, I believe, requires Steam, but there is a tutorial on our Discord on how to play on Steam Deck. It's pretty easy to set up. Channel 7 was talking too much shit, so. EXP analyzer. I was responding to this earlier. We might add it in the future, but I don't know. It's not a very high priority for us. Is this the patch for community houses? It is. Any plans that implement custom markers for the mini map? Yes. Or map, sorry. Let me in, I can't breathe. Hold that breath. What will the house cost? Mats needed? No, just unlocking the house is just 10k silver. It's the same as for open world land. Could you guys add a higher land tax? Yeah, we might. Any chance we're planning full horror 6? Yeah, I thought that it was gonna be fixed in this patch. But I'm not sure if it's in there. Otherwise, it'll be fixed very soon. Do you think a 5% open world land advantage is balanced for a house in the middle of nowhere? Well, so two answers on this. One, a lot of people like the fact that they have a location out in the world that they can teleport to. And they see that as a huge advantage. Number two, the market will decide. That's ultimately our answer. If the market does not feel that it is worth the 5% benefit to having the house not in town, then I'm sure there'll be happy people lining up who do feel it is that way. Again, 1% of people currently own land. If every single person that owns land right now says it's not worth it anymore, there will be many, many, many people lined up for it. So the market can decide. If you don't feel it's worth it to you, awesome. Then sell it. Don't use it. But other people, I guarantee you, will find it's worth it for that 5% benefit. So, especially considering it is going to be the exact same cost. So, if you don't think 5% for the same cost is worth it because it's not in town, then again, I'm sure you'll find a buyer. I'm a 1%er and I'm concerned I won't be able to make fun of pores anymore. So that's funny. It's really mean. I know you're meaning as a joke, but 600 new houses in 1.0.5. Yeah, per world. So there'll be like 1,200 new ones. Does Ravenon accept community-made monster sprites or outfits or maps? We generally don't. But if you do something that is up to like our stand, like, because we feel weird taking free stuff. If you feel something is up to our standard, though, maybe we'll hire you. Maybe you'll get more. So. Are there any plans to publish an API for market trade packs and in-game data? This is available to our wiki editors only currently. In the future, we might open this up to everybody, but right now we just got a lot of things we're doing. So, do you guys have plans to improve the target system? Yeah, absolutely. There's a handful of things that we want to change with it, but this is not a simple thing to just improve. It's not like an hour task. I talked about reputation resets already earlier in the stream. Love you too, man. Any teasers for us? Oh, we kind of teased a lot already in, well, I've teased a lot throughout the stream. I shared stuff that I probably shouldn't have yet. And then we also have like coming soon on the patch now. So I don't know, like there's stuff I could tease, but it's going to be stuff that's like not coming like in the next week. And so people are just going to be asking about it. So. To chat about the breakup of the monotony content, I'll go back and watch. I don't want to share anything with this yet because it's heavily in design right now. But we just want to make it a more like broken up experience. So you're not in this like constant loop for this feeling of like loop for 2 hours. That there's stuff that breaks that up way more frequently. So that yes, like we are a grind heavy MMO and we want that. Like we understand when someone post like our most negative reviews always, or most of our negative reviews are always, it's so grindy, and every time I was like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. It's a grindy MMORPG. The people that play Ravenon love the grindiness. They love like the kind of therapeutic, you know, not necessarily turn your brain off, but to a degree, like just that repetitive nature. They enjoy that, and I'm someone that likes that too. I love grindy based MMORPGs. So we also get that, you know, that is the game that we are, and we like that. We have a community that loves that, and that's the type of gamer we're gonna target. And the truth is, I think a big reason why we got so big is because we found a niche that we really love and that we wanted to make, and we capitalized on it. And I think that's why we're so much bigger than we ever would have expected. We also know we're not going to be the next World of Warcraft. But Albion Online was the same. Like when they released, everyone was like, what the hell is this? This is such a neat, this is like RuneScape in 2012, 2013, whenever they released. And they ended up finding a niche that they started small in, because to be clear, Albion's launch was significantly smaller than ours. And they ended up blowing up. Like Albion is a huge game now. And it's because they found that niche that they like and they capitalize on it. That doesn't change the fact that there are things that we can improve to this repetition where it becomes even more fun, right? So you still have that staple of the game, but at the same time, there's that, again, I'm trying not to like tease anything, but there's that, yeah, it breaks it up a bit. And there's like, you know, something else. And, you know, I'm trying really hard not to, well, because right now we have like designs of what we really like, but those might change, right? And so I don't want to say something and then people are like, oh, this is what they're making. And then we don't do it, right? And they're upset. The reason that Albion is as big as it is, and not only because it's mobile, I promise you that. I know a lot of people that play Albion, myself included. I haven't played in a long time, but I had a stint where I played Albion. And I don't know a single one that played on mobile. That's not to say that mobile doesn't bring a lot of players. I'm not saying that, but that is not the only, you can't just chalk up their success to the fact that they're on mobile. I think that's really unfair to them. Like, I'll be honest, Albion's one of like I don't want to say one of the few, but they're definitely a studio that I do see, I do look pretty highly at. Like, they make their problems too, and I'm not saying that. But I think it's really cool to see how they released a game. It was somewhat fine. It was below their expectations. That they made into a very big staple MMORPG. And I think a lot of that was done through their passion for the game, their dedication to the game, and their team, because they did not have a huge team, right? Yeah. Can you enable super chat so I can buy you a sandwich? If you want to buy me a sandwich, you can buy the whole team a sandwich by buying a Trailblazer bundle. No, but really, like, if you're saying like, how can I support you? Instead of like wanting to donate or something like that, which means a lot to me, just buy yourself like extra Raven coins that you're not going to use right now. Cause then at least you have something, and you can use it in the future or something. I feel weird like taking donations from people, as kind as it is. It's incredibly nice to say. And we got mentioned that like before this stream, like add like a donation button and stuff like that. It's not necessary. You guys support us enough in the game, and please, if you're like, hey, I want to give you like $5 or $10, just go buy $10 Raven coins that you don't need, and then you have them for later, and we still get that $10, and it means a lot, you know. And we don't give Steam 70%. We just give PayPal or our seller a few percent. So I think one day dialogue NPCs could be used by keyboard instead of mouse. Yeah, we have already a design for it. We just haven't had time to implement it. When will we get a better Ranger board? Well, that is very generic, and I make something like Hellgates from Albion. Ooh. I too think Hellgates are a really cool way to break up repetitive grind and a very interesting system that has flaws but could be spun in a really cool way for Raven Dawn. I have thought that. Where did the nickname Niter come from? This comes from Tibia. When I was like 9 years old, and my first ever dragon I killed in Theus, or Thias, however you want to say it, a guy named Niter, he was a paladin, showed me how to like do like the stone, the big boulder kind of glitch or whatever. Not glitch, well, may as well have been a glitch, but just like kiting around that boulder. And I remember dying like 9 times, and he just kept helping me, and he would give me all the loot from it if I would just like, yeah, he was just a nice player. And then I remember a couple years later, I was wanting to make a username for I think I was switching to a new world or something, and he wasn't playing anymore, but I still had him on like MSN or some bullshit, whatever I used, probably was MSN, whichever one it was. And I knew he wasn't playing more. I think I literally messaged him and just said like, hey, can I use that name? And he was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. And I was like, sweet. And then I used it. And so I've used that username or alias since I was like 9, 10, 11, one of those ages. So like 20 years now. Yeah, still a nickname. True. And then I ousted him. I said, you're the fake Niter. I'm the real Niter. His family couldn't tell him apart. His friends couldn't. I still get sent Christmas gifts from his family. Yeah, and then I ate him. Niter the many-faced god, yeah. A lot of questions here that have been asked many times before. If your question doesn't get answered, you can probably assume that it got answered a million times before in the stream. So just watch the VOD. Sorry, there's a lot of duplicate questions. Trying to like save my voice a little bit because I will still have lots of calls and meetings for the rest of the day because it is, yeah, these streams always take it out of me. More so because it's just like a lot of talking, and obviously, you know, 5,000 people in here or close to that, and then it goes into, you know, another 12 hours of more stuff. I do have a lot of respect for like just chatting streamers. Ones that have like a big community, like if they have like 4,000 or 5,000 people, it is like pretty mentally draining to like be like trying to read with thousands of people talking and then like respond to everything and make sure you respond in a good way and like, you know, everything. I understand why a lot of them are like, oh, I do like a 3-4 hour stream, because I've done like 4-hour streams of like just chatting with people. One was from like 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. during a maintenance close to launch, and there was like 6,000 people or 6,500 people, and by the end of it I was gassed. I was like, oh my god, I have like 12 hours of work ahead. But it would definitely, yeah, I think gameplay streamers is a lot more chill because most of the time you're kind of just playing the game and you chat and engage and stuff. Yeah, people who just talk for that long. Or if I had like at least stuff to like react to, I feel like it would go way faster, but just literally answering questions is EU servers with an advertising campaign and Steam release, big exposure, please. How long approximately will be this update? Will you turn switch on? I'm not really sure your question. I think that like the update is planned to be done in the next 23 minutes. If it's going to be longer, they'll send me notice and I'll let you guys know, and I'll hang out with you guys here until it's up. I've been having so much fun with the game that I basically want to quit WoW now. Yeah, I mean, I love WoW, obviously. I only do Arena though, so like there's kind of life cycles for me playing WoW. Yeah, take a break. I always say this to people too. Like some people message saying like, oh, like I'm really loving Ravenon, but I don't like this part of the game and it's making me not want to play anymore. That's fine. Like if you need to take a break, if you want to come back when something that you're wanting is in the game, that's totally fine. That is the nature of live service games, right? That you take breaks, you come back. If you don't like something, you wait until it's changed. Like that is normal. Please don't think we take offense to that. If you message me saying like, you need to add this or I'm going to stop playing, then stop playing for a bit. That's fine. You know, obviously, you know, we're working as hard as we can, as fast as we can to get every little thing that everybody wants into the game. But we can only do it so fast. So if I knew that we were like dragging our feet and intentionally not putting things in that people want, I would not feel that way. Right. I'd be like, oh no, like, let me convince you because like, you know, this doesn't need to be in the game or whatever, but it's coming. It's just, you know, like some people have said like, oh, it's really hard to play without hotkey remapping. So I don't really want to keep playing until it's in. That's totally fair. When we have hotkey remapping, I really hope you give it another try and you come back and enjoy it. Great Hellgates like Albion, Raynon's PvP is heading towards something like Tibia's non-PvP. I don't know if we're in the direction of non-PvP. The war mode channels are like packed all the time and there's only more PvP happening. We are literally talking about how we need to open more war mode channels. Yeah, I don't know if we've seen less PvP happening. It's like every single day I open up like some Twitch stream and see what's going on, and like half of them are in like these huge wars. So any possibility of adding preset archetypes? We are working on that. It is a lot of work to do though, but it will come. Just give it time though. It will come. It's a lot of work to do. What Tibia servers did you play? Hiberna was the first server I ever played. I played on 3. I played Hiberna, and that was like the first one, so it's just like glued in my mind. I played the same server as, I think it was Hiberna, as Charlie Brute. I played Hiberna too! Yeah, and like Wandering Fairy, and it would be so funny if he's watching. But my closest real life friend since I was like 5 years old, he was like one of the higher level knights on that world. Justify. I almost like semi-doxed him because his username changed, but Justified Knight was his username. He was a big forum guy, so a lot of people know from the forums because he posted a lot on the forums. Dude, forums were the shit back then. Back in the good old days, forums were the best. You had like an insane forum rap. Is the mentor system coming back this patch? It is not. We have some adjustments coming to it that we were thinking that we would maybe get in for today, but we felt it was too rushed. We didn't want to bring it back in a state where we didn't think it was balanced enough. To really give a quick statement on the mentor system, guys, the intention of the mentor system is twofold, okay? One is we want a way that people can play with their friends. If their friends joined at a later date than them, or they're at a different stage in the game, or one plays more than the other one, we want to add a way for people to play with their friends. Two, we also do want a way for people to have the option to go to like certain other spawns, right? With a group and stuff like that. However, this is obviously not intended to be a system where it's beneficial to be mentoring, where you're actually like progressing faster. And that is simply an issue on scaling on our side. Obviously, like the reason why it was so beneficial is they're able to kill mobs that were much higher than them. So they're getting way more experience than you would if you were the same level. And it was just way overtuned. And we do have a built-in nerf to it, but obviously like players were able to find ways to be really strong and kill really strong creatures. Just by, no like mischievous way, just by downscaling. There was nothing weird about that. The formula was just way too strong. And so likely the change is we're just going to be doing like a big flat, like 60, 70% nerf to it, where you still can progress with friends because that's the goal, but it just, instead of giving more experience, it's going to give like less experience than if you were just normally progressing. Yeah, but the system itself probably won't change. It'll just be nerfed a ton. It'll be nerfed probably by like 60, 70%. Patch appears to be up, still no server. Yeah, they probably made it so you could download the update, but not log in yet. Do you need to limit the amount of trade packs per day? No. So I will quickly explain why this is not. So many times people give ideas that are like, on the surface level, they make a ton of sense, right? Here's problem, here's solution, easy, done, right? And listen, before I was a game developer, I many times felt devs were just brain dead. I felt every single developer in the world had no idea what they're doing, and I should be a game developer. That's why I became a game developer. And very quickly, I realized that devs are actually some of the smartest people, because many times they're in jobs that, listen, game development does not pay what some things pay, okay? I'm just gonna say it. But ultimately, a lot of, I realized that most developers are actually really smart. And many times even overqualified, but it is just very hard to make changes that don't have other ramifications. So I'll go through the trade pack thing. So we have a player-driven economy. The trade pack system is very necessary for balancing out materials, gathered materials, and crafted items and prices. If we simply make a limit to trade packs, this will completely kill that side, and we will see inflation on other sides of the game. Trade packs need to have no limit so that they can be a consistent sink into the game. I understand though that like it's kind of just like, oh, this is the problem, here's the solution, easy, simple as that. But many times a lot of solutions that people will recommend bring in other problems. I've given 1,000 examples of this over the years in live streams with people, and many times people are like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And like, and that's just one issue, by the way. I'm not going to get into the other 15 that adding a daily trade pack limit brings in. But just know that like we've heard this recommended. Obviously we could do this in an hour of work. It's not hard for us to do. There's a reason why we haven't done it that way. And no, it's not because we love botters, as you can see in our patch notes. Yeah. Stolen trade pack leaderboard would be sick. How much do you bench press? So in Canada, we don't actually use pounds or kilograms. We use, well, it depends how much you bench. I generally go by like how many bears I can bench press, which I think is like 2.5 bears right now. Yeah. Yeah, bears. That's our unit of measurement for bench press in Canada. Again, sometimes they use if I think girls usually use cougars instead. And then people who are new to the gym, they use beavers as measurement. I think it's like 12 beavers to a bear or something like that. Adult bears, 2.5 adult bears. I'm also Canadian. Can confirm we measure bench pressing weight in bears. Yeah, thank you. Some of the people here like don't believe me, but can't just be talking about beavers and cougars. True. Hey man, when are dungeons coming? In Australia, it's how many kangaroos? Spoil us with some delayed content of Forts, please. I'm not sure what you mean. How many geese to a beaver? I don't know. Probably geese are really light compared to beavers. Any plans on a fresh surfer server? They're fun. Yeah, I mean, maybe. No plans right now of that. In Quebec, you measure things by barrels of maple syrup. Same within BC. Wait, wasn't it 2.5 bears? That's shady. What's shady? Are you doubting that I can bench press 2.5 bears? Is that what you're doing right now? Let me look it up. Average weight of grizzly bear. Okay, are you doubting that so an average grizzly bear is 900 pounds. Are you doubting that I can't bench press 2,450 pounds right now? Because if so, like I don't ban a lot of people, but Nader, I can't maintain doing Rangers company tasks every 2 hours. Can we have a daily limit to do them in a row? Yeah, I've already actually leaked this, so I'm happy to share. We do plan to change that. 2250. Yeah, okay, my bad. But so yeah, like I did lie. I can't do 2450, but I can do 2250. This guy can bench press literally 2 tons. Yeah. Is a ton 1,000 pounds or 2,000 pounds? I actually don't even know. By the way, no, not 200 pounds. 2,250 pounds. 2,000, yeah. Or like, what is that? 800 kilograms? Like, yeah. You claim to bench press my car? Yeah. Yeah, you can bench press your car. You just gotta just pull it up. Your game is up, sir. I'm aware it's up. I'm trying not to share that because just to like keep the stress test low. But yeah, guys, the servers are up. More like bench pressing 2.5 terabytes. Oh, yeah, it's kind of fucked out to say that. 10 is 2,000 pounds. Okay, look at that. Educated. Okay, who are we gonna host? Who are we hosting, guys? We gotta host somebody that I haven't hosted yet. Oh, I know who I want to host. No, sorry, I'm not doing a popularity thing because people are just saying people that aren't even online either. I'm not doing a popularity thing because then whoever is like the biggest streamer gets the most votes. I'm gonna host somebody that I've already hosted. Someone that you're mentioning. I've hosted a lot of these top. I love Poe, by the way. Or I never know if it's like Pox or Poe. I think someone told me it's Pox. Love his content. I watch him a ton. I pretty much any minute, guys, that I'm not here. Like when I'm in the gym, I literally have streamers on the whole time. Like most of the time I'm engaging, like chatting with streamers. I do this, chatting. I'm on my phone. But like literally when I'm like running just on a treadmill, I literally have just a stream up. I'm just watching a stream and I usually go back and forth between them and stuff like that. And I just make like a bunch of notes and stuff from things they're complaining about or stuff like that. But no, love his content. I'm going to host somebody that was chatting in their stream the other day. They have kind of a cool setup. And it was fun. And they have a really cool chill energy. Definitely a fan of the way, and not a very big streamer either. So cool to give them a little host. It's funny. There's probably like 10 people that are, oh, he was in my stream yesterday. He was chatting with me. So there's probably gonna be like 9 people that are gonna be like, oh, yeah, let's do a giveaway first. Let's do a quick giveaway first. And then we'll go host, we'll go raid somebody. Okay. Marbles locked and loaded. Race. We're gonna let you guys vote on the race. So you got to go ! vote and then by number. Vote on what race you want. Which track you want, I guess. Don't say play yet. Doesn't do anything. First vote. This is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to be giving away 10 30-day patrons. Okay? 10 1-month patrons. If you win, if you are the top 10, we're just going to do one race because the servers are up. If you win, you will be DM'd on Twitch. You will be DM'd on Twitch. Do not DM us. If you win, you'll be DM'd within 24 hours, a 30-day code, okay? Oh, yeah, hell yeah. The dojo, bringing it back. Why are some red? I thought that would be like the lowest votes, but they're like... All right, guys, let's get into it. Dojo it is. Viewers, 1,000 is the max. Dojo it is. ! play to get in. If you are on YouTube chat, I'm sorry. You have to go into Twitch chat. ! Play. Why are the commands? Oh, yeah. There you go. Top 10 people are going to win 30 days of Patreon. You are going to get DM'd on Twitch to your Twitch account. Do not DM us or open a ticket or anything, or I will scream. Sorry, I'm starting to hit that fatigue now. Where I'm just, yeah, you know? Hitting that fatigue. Just because of the sheer amount of time, guys, I'm just gonna give like 2 minutes here, okay, for you all again, just so YouTube chat people can hop over. Oh, the slow mode makes it so you can't join. Okay, turn off slow mode. Turn off slow mode. Somebody, quick. Yes, please turn off slow mode because anyone who is on slow mode, they can't. Or that voted. Actually, hold on. Okay, slow mode's off. Spam it. Use it. Oh my God, there's everyone. Oh shit. I was wondering. I was like, man, this is kind of going up pretty slow. Okay, no one has slow mode now. So you have no excuse. Thank you to that guy that guy is such a martyr. Instead of spamming play, he typed a message informing us that people who, that is such a martyr thing to do. And he used his opportunity to instead share. I appreciate that, dude. Well, the servers haven't imploded yet. Knock on wood. Fingers crossed. It'll come. It'll come. Just be patient. Okay, guys, before we do the race here, I'm just going to say one quick thing. If you guys love Raven Dawn, you can actually do us a few huge favors. One, just sharing the word about Raven Dawn with your friends, with your Discord communities, on Reddit, whatever. It really does go a long way. Sometimes, just commenting on a Reddit thing can get eyes on it, whatever. It all helps a ton. Also, like following our stuff and engaging with our stuff really does help. Liking YouTube videos helps the algorithm, leaving comments, following our YouTube, our Twitch channel here. It all helps a ton. It means a lot to us. The other thing too that funny enough kind of does help now is we do have a Google business for Raven Dawn Online. Hopefully soon it changes to like a game thing. We can't really manually change it ourselves. It's really weird. But if you Google Raven Dawn Online, you'll see like a business thing for it. Going in there and giving us like a review does actually help us quite a bit. Funny enough, that Google business thing brought in like 1,800 signups in like a week or something. It's actually weird how valuable it is. But going on there, literally if you just Google Raven Dawn Online, take a minute. I don't usually like to share this until once the race already starts, but your ball in the race is faster if you leave us a review. So I do appreciate that. The other thing as well is obviously sorry, I just gotta set one thing up. The other thing as well is obviously, like those are all like free ways that you can help us a ton. So if you can't support us in any way financially, doing those things helps us a ton, and we really appreciate it. I'm gonna start this, by the way. Congrats to the 1,000 right here. Top 10 are gonna win 30 days of Patreon. Obviously, financially supporting us helps a ton. So having Patreon, or having one of the like the Trailblazer bundle or Adventure bundle, or getting a cosmetic. The artists obviously love making cosmetics. It's one of their favorite parts of their job. And if those sell well, it means we get to make more, which is exciting. And so, we have some new Carnival cosmetics. I understand that people who are not from South America are probably like, this is there. And some people from South America also don't care about Carnival. But we have a very heavily Brazilian team, and we want to make something that kind of is a little bit of our passion and a piece of us, I guess, in it. And so, yeah. So anyways, appreciate everybody's support. Good luck to everybody racing here. Again, following our stuff, engaging with our stuff helps a ton. And yeah, thank you guys. 200 people are already dead. Man, this track kills a lot of people. We've lost like a third of the people already. We're about to hit a third. And what's this guy doing? Oh, he must be stuck. Oh shit, are people already finished? Oh no, sorry. I thought these people were already finished. I was like, what the hell? Okay, guys, one more time. If you are in the top 10, you will be DM'd within 24 hours on Twitch TV to your username with a 30-day code, okay? Do not message us. You will get messaged. If you don't get it within 24 hours, then message us. And they will check why you didn't get yours. But I don't think we've ever had a situation where someone hasn't gone there. So. Oh, I got to remember not to leave the channel. Also, guys, I'm going to be hosting an English streamer. I understand that like half the community is Portuguese and will probably just disconnect right away. That is totally fine. But just go when you join in his stream, show a little love. Give him a follow. The creator that I'm gonna, again, we have a handful of really cool creators that I love watching. There's pretty much always a creator on that I'm like, oh, this guy's content is awesome. I mean, they're all decent sized creators for a reason. But this guy, I definitely love his vibe. He does a little extra thing that you'll see when you join, which I think is really cool. And yeah, give him some love, give him a follow. Yeah. And there, I will host somebody else next time. I apologize to those who haven't had a host yet. I think this is like our 8th or 9th live stream since launching. And there's obviously, we've had over 10,000 people, 10,000 unique creators play Raven Dawn since our launch. So even if just doing like the bigger ones, I can only do so many. But if you haven't had a raid yet, expect one in the future. Congratulations. Well, first place, big. Congratulations, top 10. I will take a quick screenshot just to make sure it's not lost. Actually. Okay. Good. We are, those are top 10. You guys will get DM'd on Twitch with a 30-day code. No need to send a message or anything like that, but appreciate it. Guys, that's gonna be everything. I'm gonna send you guys over to, oh, is it more fun if I don't even say who? Is it more fun if I just like send you? Yeah, it's more fun if I just send you guys. Everyone go spread some love. If you're not English, I understand that you don't want to watch, but anyone who is, give them some love, give them a follow. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you guys enjoy the patch. I hope you guys have a good weekend playing Raven Dawn. We will be there every step of the way. If problems come up, we will be tackling them as fast as possible, rest assured. Thank you guys for trusting us. Thank you guys for letting us do cool updates. And thank you guys so much for your support, whether it is following us, engaging with our content, supporting us financially. Everything means the world to us. Thank you so much, guys. Get out of here. Hopefully I do it right. Did I do it right? I didn't do it right, did I? Hold on. We're not leaving till I, hold on. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong account. Yeah, sorry. Hold on. I'm on my personal Twitch account. There we go. Let me do it in this. There we go. Enjoy. Everyone go say hi to him. Thank you guys so much. I will just send you guys now. Bye. See you. Turn off.